Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Brandon. Thank you for coming to watch this video. Thank you for hanging out. If you're new here, thank you for clicking on the video. If you're old, welcome back, fam. We love you. I wanted to do a reaction video slash review of the Artificial's newest song, Memento Mori. For those who aren't familiar with the Artificials, it is Sarah and Alan Rigdon's band, as well as their drummer Luke. Alan used to be the guitar player for Era back in the formative years of Era. So Impulse and also Augment, two of my favorite Era records. Not that I don't love current Era, I do love them, but that's for another time. But they started a band, and I reviewed their first album called Heart. You can go check it out on the channel. It was a very long time ago, roughly about 5 years ago. So this is a little dated for me, but they released a new song and I've been keeping up with them more currently. And they have a new song called Memento Mori. And I wanted to do a reaction video slash review for people maybe who aren't familiar with the Artificials. And, arguably my channel has gotten a lot bigger since the first review of that album. So wanted to do this, and I think that they're just a fantastic band, so I want to be able to highlight them. So we're gonna give a listen to Memento Mori, and if you like them, check the links below to go give them a follow. They're awesome, and so stoked to see what might be coming next. You may or may not see an interview with them, so keep your eyes peeled. But let's get into Memento Mori right now. Oh, this intro is so beautiful. Oh, this groove is so hard. I love it. Ooh, nice little blast beat section. All right. Sarah. Oh God, I miss this. Miss old Era. Just reminds me. Alan's got some great screams too. I love it. Oh my God, so good. Oh, this is so beautiful. I love. Oh, so good. Nice little ending. Beautiful, like delay. All right. I see you guys. All right, guys. That was the Artificials Memento Mori. I really dug this. Like I said, I haven't listened to the Artificials in quite a little bit, and this is a nice crash course into what they've been doing and what type of music they've been doing as of currently. They have a ton of singles. It looks like on their Bandcamp they released one beyond that point called Mana that was released in September of 2022. Like Watercolor that was released on June of 2022 of this year. Embers that was released in April. So it looks like they're releasing a ton of singles. So just keep your eyes peeled. This is a band that puts out a ton of music and absolutely killing it. I think this just kind of just triggered all the like the happy neurons in my head because as I mentioned at the top of the review slash reaction, Alan used to be, in Era, and I love that he's still continuing in that like writing style and the musicality that he was able to create in those albums because those were very formative albums for me personally. When I really got into the scene, those were albums that really just struck a chord with me, no pun intended, and they are arguably two of my most favorite records within the sort of like metalcore slash post hardcore scene. So I really hold them in high regards. So to have him not only still be creating music and obviously creating beautiful music with his wife and also their drummer Luke as well. It's just great to hear that the collectiveness of his sound still remains. And you can definitely hear, again, that sort of older era influence. And I know I keep bringing it up and I don't mean to like say it in that aspect. It's really honestly an homage. And it honestly shows me how much his sound had on an influence in regards to older era music. So absolutely love that. But beyond the actual the obviously just me talking about old era, but not only that, but I think the songwriting is really beautiful. The way that they structured it out was really cool. I really love like how like ethereal and almost a little bit glassy Sarah's vocals can get, but then when she really kicks on more of the like full voice, you can really hear how it opens up and really just makes the song so much more like melodic and more powerful, and I love that. As well as that, I really enjoy Alan's screaming as well. I feel like in Heart, if my memory serves me correct, I felt like I was kind of like 50-50 on it, but I've in regards to having listening to them in quite a bit and coming back to them with this song, I can definitely say with a surety that Alan's screaming has improved so much, and I absolutely love that. And I love to kind of go back and have bands that I've listened to when I first started doing YouTube and then come back to them and just be absolutely floored by how much progress they have made. So I think it's so sick. Luke's drumming was fantastic, very understated in certain parts, but also at the same point, I love how technical he is and almost even a little bit surgical in that aspect where some of the like drum parts, there was a little like I heard a little bit of blast beats in there like for maybe like a measure or two, and it was just really cool. So I gotta give a lot of props to Luke for his drumming. I think it's really sick, and I also have to give another props to Alan as well. He does the mix and mastering for the band, so I think that obviously brings another really cool aspect to it. I'd love to see them kind of get I don't want to say shopped around because that sounds like very poor wording on my part, but I would love to see them get maybe mixed and mastered by someone else within the scene. I think it would be very cool to see maybe like a Will Putney would be really neat, or maybe the guy who like did the mix and master for like Fit for a King. I think that would have been that would be really cool, and I obviously I know that costs money, but it would be very interesting to see people's different approaches to, you know, how this would be mixed and mastered, because it does sound good, but I would definitely love to see, you know, where that musicality can be taken. But yeah, definitely, if you are into just progressive metalcore as a whole, and very much like myself, you have a hole in your heart, a little hole in your heart for like older era music, then this is absolutely, you know, the band to check out. Certainly, not only that, but I think that they are definitely trying to do stuff differently, that I felt like, you know, obviously being in the shadow of era sometimes can be a little bit daunting. But I feel like they do stuff that is, you know, in a similar vein, but they have a unique articulation to what they do as musicians. And there's definitely a lot of things to look out for and listen in onto, with not only Memento Mori, but some of the other songs that release. Just because I think Sarah has just a diverse way of adding her vocals into it. I think the way that Alan does some of his screaming, as well as some of the ways that he kind of breaks up the guitar parts within a certain song, as well as the way that Luke drums. He definitely drums differently than, you know, I feel like most drummers out there right now. And I think it's just a really interesting combination of musicians, and very curious to see, you know, and go back. I'll probably have to go back and listen to all these other singles as well. But I really feel like they have improved so much since the last time I listened to them, and honestly, I'll have to keep throwing them on my Spotify at work and all that sort of stuff. So, definitely a band to keep an eye out for if you haven't already, or if you haven't listened to them in general. Definitely go check out the Artificials. I'll leave links in the description to go give them some love. Please go give them a follow. Tell them I said hello. Tell them I sent you. And let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on Memento Mori, as well as the Artificials. I would love to know if you've heard of them. If you're very much an era stan, much like myself, and you're like, man, I'm so glad Alan is still doing guitar work, you know, despite all these years. So, really great band. If you haven't checked them out, again, highly, highly, highly recommend checking them out. So please go do so. And if you like this reaction slash review, make sure to hit that thumbs up, share it. It goes a long way. And let me know if you'd like me to react to the other ones, because maybe I'll just hold off and react to all of them collectively in one video. So let me know. And if you have any other songs you'd like me to do reaction to, also drop them in the comments. I'll be checking them out. So thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.